Welcome back to the channel. This is NoDust here, and we are going to play some more Arena with my Pally run. So this is part 2 of my second run that I've done in December. We are playing it in the new year, obviously, but it started in December, so I'll just keep it that way. So we are 2-0 and about to go hop back in. I'll just have a quick review of the list. Fairly top-heavy list, so we can probably look for a number of 2-drops before we can be quite confident about getting a number of 2-drops. Okay, let's hop straight on in, and I will see you at the mulligan. Okay, the question here is, do I want to keep the Direwolf? We have a fair number of quality 2-drops. The Direwolf isn't great, although I can Dude on turn 2 and then Direwolf on turn 3. In which case, do I want the Crusader? I don't think so. I think the Crusader is a little slow. If I'm keeping the Direwolf, I want a little quicker start, such as Zombie Chow, or... Okay, not great, but... sometimes these things will happen. Let's see how we go. Okay, I can coin Dude, Direwolf follow up to deal with a 3-2, and then muster on turn 3. I think that works. Now, I have to admit I don't have the highest, the greatest amount of Paladin experience. I played a fair amount of Paladin in Arena prior to the release of League of Explorers, but not as much as I would have liked to, and this is perfect. Now, there is merit to leaving it up to get the little Exorcist, to have a neat trade with the little Exorcist, but this thing, you picked a mad scientist in a class that doesn't have any secrets, so I'm very happy to do this. Okay, this works. I think I run the little Exorcist out just to protect the Direwolf. I'd much prefer that the little Exorcist die than the Direwolf does, and then next turn I can clear with muster for battle. And protecting the Direwolf also generating a lot of value for my dudes if the Direwolf stays alive. May do, may not do, but then, you know, I can also Dark Iron Dwarf if I need to. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I may want to Dark Iron Dwarf here, actually. Yeah, I think I will Dark Iron Dwarf here. I'll Dark Iron Dwarf for the reach on the Ogre. And next turn I can Dude Muster to deal with the Crusader. The Dark Iron Dwarf, just 1 point of health out of reach of the Crusader. So, you know, pretty solid there. I mean, these things will happen, and that's fine. It Dark Iron allowed me to A, trade up, and B, cost my opponent some resources in order to deal with my stuff. I think I just muster Dude, yeah, muster Dude. Still a very strong turn. Weak to things like MCT, but, you know, getting a Dude stolen by MCT is fine. It's not a problem at all. I could not care less to get a Dude stolen by MCT, and that's actually one of the great counters to MCT, to fill your board with useless little pesky guys. Okay, alright. I don't think I'll want to feed the Knife Juggler into your Shattered Sun, but I may very well set up a Flesh Eating. And this trade allows the Flesh Eating to directly contest the Stranglethorn Tiger, and I will make another Dude. So he either gets minimal value by trading into a Dude, or he gets 1-for-1 value by trading into my Flesh Eating. Or he leaves the Tiger alone, or maybe there's a Shadow Flame in there. That I wouldn't rule that out, obviously. Kodo. Okay, Kodo's going to kill a Dude, but it's also going to buff my Ghoul, which makes it even... Okay. That's a pretty straight up play. Pretty good. You lost the Siphon for that, though. Okay, I think I'm actually keeper the Tiger. Or do I hammer? I can hammer, hit, heal. I think the Keeper is a little neater. I can keeper, heal, hit. Yeah, I think so, because Keeper is just out of range of the Kodo. I think this is correct, yeah. So trade 3 of, you know, basically my muster in. Yeah, and I'll drop the Earthen Ring on my face. It's fine. You know, it fits really neatly. I could have considered Duding, but I think the Earthen Ring is a better use of my mana, honestly. There is a neat trade with the Kodo into the Earthen Ring, but that's fine. And my opponent has used a fair number of resources to deal with that Flesh Eating. So we are. I feel that we are slightly ahead. I have the hammer to finish up. Okay, sure. Okay, I can juggle.
My eyes are open.
Okay, interesting. Gives me a neat. I think I will juggle a dude keeper. Yeah. Now I will trade this in just to increase the chances that a juggle lands on the Argent Horse Rider. So, juggler. Dude. Now I can also hammer, actually. That's perfect.
For justice.
Let me run in. And do I want to... I think I keep my... Do I want to keep his Kodo, or do I want to keep one of my guys? I think it makes more sense to keep him... Well, let me think. If I keep his Kodo, we're playing around... the Kodo then dies to... No, I think I'll be greedy. I think I can afford to be greedy and keep one of my guys. I have card draw in hand. I have... Oh, and also, yeah, I didn't account for that knife juggle. Yeah. Now he's almost obliged to trade the Kodo into my knife juggler. That's the line of reasoning why I would have possibly kept the Kodo. He's almost obliged to deal with the knife juggler with his Kodo. I'm failing pulling out a dark bomb or another shadow soulfire. Now we did see one siphon soul, so I'm getting the feeling that my opponent, you know, seems to favour the removal, and that's not a incorrect thing to do. Okay, what are you doing? Oh, you've got a Hellfire. Okay, sure, that's fine. That was quite an expensive Hellfire, actually. And we do have a neat hammer here. Although it does... Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. So I can now... Bomber... Dude. Pretty good outcome there. I don't think I'm going to get bursted down. And I will just... I will play the Redemption just for some more board control. Even if the dude goes down, you know, getting a 1-1 dude for 1, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't think so. Especially when the game is this close. It would be really good if we could pick up a beast and I could get like a big scary Devil Saw. Let's see how we go. Okay, unstable is fine. That's actually perfect because my bomber would have died clearing the unstable ghoul anyway. So this is excellent for me to, you know, like, I get a clear on the unstable ghoul. That 1 health on the bomber doesn't make a difference. I think I will play more defensively here. Pop a heal and develop. I mean, the other option was to dude and fossilize Devil Saw. And that's strong also, but I just wanted to rule out the chance of me getting bursted from 7. And it's not out of the question. Say, for example, Dark Bomb Soulfire. Or Soulfire Hellfire. Not out of the question to get bursted from 7 against the Warlock. So I think it made more sense to play conservatively there. And that's fine, I can deal with that, and we get the Pit Fighter, excellent. Yep, this can go. This can go. Dude, Devil Saw. And this is 11 damage, so my opponent can't tap. I mean, if you tap, you lose. Okay, that's incorrect. If you tap, you're looking for removal, and if you don't find removal, you lose. So he's desperately looking for removal. Okay, that will save him. No, not quite. Okay, and that's pretty good actually. And that's fine. Getting the we have the Aldor. I will drop the Aldor to protect the health of my Devil Saw. Double clear on this, and I will save the Pit Fighter in hand. Actually, we have enough to finish. And just by some, if by some freak occurrence there's a Twisting Nether, this sort of plays around heavy board clear. If by some freak occurrence there's a Twisting Nether, tap into Twisting Nether, I get to develop the Pit Fighter next turn and put even more pressure on. And plus, this sort of plays around MCT. Having 4 minions, you're quite vulnerable to MCT plus Taunt Up. Okay, yeah. So I think that my opponent did have a fair amount of burst in hand. Develop, and I won't develop into MCT. I don't want that to lose the game for me. I won't play into MCT. there's no reason to play like that. Oh, okay. So that Gnomish, pretty good there. Maybe finding you some healing. Maybe finding you some Defender of Argus, some sort of taunt mechanic. Okay, Shadow Flame, not quite up to snuff. Okay, we're done. Yeah. So yeah, just definitely that game was just the quality of my deck outweighed the quality of his. And there was also the issue with my opponent had to use a lot of resources to clear that flesh-eating ghoul. That flesh-eating ghoul definitely was. I think that flesh-eating ghoul after the muster definitely turned the tides of the game because it made the clear quite awkward. I think there was a Shadow Flame there. Yeah, it drew out the Shadow Flame. That Shadow Flame would have been so much better later in the game. Anyway, next game. I'll see you in the mulligan. Now this doesn't surprise me at all. 3-0 matchup into Paladin mirror matchup. I think Paladin definitely. I mean, he did receive some side nerfs in the form of Murloc Knight being able to summon Finley and Tiny Finn. But I think Paladin is still king of Arena. Honestly, I think so. I mean, you'd have to check the stats. It's pretty hard to say. Yes, I'll develop the Loot Hoarder. You didn't coin something out. What does that say about your hand? You don't have any 3/2s? Or you've only got 1 3? Oh, you want to develop a 3. You want to develop a 3-drop. Okay, that's fine. We can Argent Lance that, and I may very well do so. Yeah, Argent Lance into Zombie Chow. I think that's strong. Let's trade in first and see what we find. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see how we go with the Joust. Pretty good. That's actually that is actually quite significant because that means I get to clear 2 more dudes. I mean, if all he makes is dudes, I get to clear 2 more dudes, as opposed to the Argent Lance clearing 1 more dude after the initial clear of the Aldor. Now the Panther is fine. I can deal with the Panther using Little Exorcist. And this is excellent. Perfect answer to Panther. Not perfect, but good enough. Perfect answer to Panther would probably be closer to an Oratron. Because it sets it up. Okay, sure. So you're going to sword. That's fine. Allows me to set up the Pit Fighter next turn. Very strong turn for me. And one of the Aldors already came out, but I'm not going to rule out my opponent having a second Aldor. Now, having said that, do I want... Yeah, let's develop the Pit Fighter. It makes sense to develop the Pit Fighter because... and I think this match is going to go the distance. So I will try and make as much value out of my weapons as possible. Okay, that's fine. And you're going to swing. Okay, that's fine. I can Aldor the Dark Iron. And I may actually... So I might Knife Juggler Aldor the Dark Iron. Does that make sense? Do I want to expose my Knife Juggler that early? That's the question. I don't think so, actually. I think I want to Aldor the Dark Iron, and I'll swing once, and I can swing a second time. It's only going to cost me 2 health, and I have the True Silver, the big sword in my hand after using my lance, so I can re-equip. Okay, that's a pretty good drop, but that's fine. I get to clear. There is merit to ditching the last charge. But I think this is fine. I can Priestess Dude. Not Priestess Dude. Rockjaw Dude. Yeah, Rockjaw Dude. Rockjaw Dude is fine. Next turn I can Priestess Dude. Restoring 4 health. I'm going to miss out on one of the points of health. Maybe not. I may be able to True Silver up. Okay, yep, True Silver up. Sort of works here. I may Okay. Yep. So let's do this and this. I don't think I can be punished by doing it in this order. Okay, that's not great. Well, ideal outcome would have been for one of the knives to hit the Fen Creeper. But that's fine, we still have a pretty strong board. Although our hand is getting a little small, my opponent has been saving cards in his hand. There may be... My opponent's hand may be slower, more control-ish than mine. And mine, it definitely is more early game focused. That Force Tank. Okay, Sludge is perfect here. And I think I am just going to push. I'm going to push. I'm just going to push. Oh, actually, do I push? Do I push? I'm super weak to Consecrate. And there probably is a Consecrate in hand.
For justice. For
Let's clear.
justice.
Let's clear. I'll take 7 damage to the face. I didn't really think about that turn. I think I should have, if I was going to clear, I should have cleared first, such that one of the knives would have gone face. I missed out 1 damage there, so if that ends up costing me, you know, so be it. So is the Consecrate coming up? Well, I'm watching for it now. Where is it? Okay, so there's no Consecrate. Interesting. That confirms no Consecrate in hand. You're in trouble then. I'm a dude. I'm definitely clearing the Worgen. And it makes no sense to... Yeah. Okay, the Toad can hit the Worgen. Okay, and thereby I can protect my... I will send the Juggler in. The Toad protects the Worgen, and I have a ridiculously powerful redemption. Yeah. Not too fussed about sending the Juggler in, because I got most of my Juggles off from... You know, I have no cards in hand anymore, so I got most of my Jugglers off. Okay, yeah, so my opponent's hand is pretty slow as well. Not... If he has a Consecrate, it's not in his hand. I'm just going to keep developing. Clear. 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 Now my opponent may know that I'm running a redemption, or they may assume that it's a get down. Ah, is there a Consecrate? There may be a Consecrate here actually, and the Consecrate may well.
Can I help you, sir?
That's actually really powerful for me too. You get access to the cards first, but I'm likely to be able to empty my hand too. Yeah, interesting. Oh, great. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So the Flesh Eating sets up a huge turn for trading. And again, is a huge threat. Now not only do I have a huge board with a 7/3 Flesh Eating, now I get to... Oh, shit. That was really bad. Misplay. There was a misplay there. Should probably have left the Jeeves up. Question. Yeah, I think if we lose because I left the Jeeves up... but then again, it's hard to say, really. It's hard to say. Yeah, so this is still a slow hand. I may have enough to kill him. There's 16 here. There's 16. We're done. Phew! So the misplay didn't end up costing me. And again, I think the quality of our decks really... it really was a matchup with the quality of our decks. I don't think either of us made any significant misplays, but just the quality of this deck is pretty high. Like 2 Pit Fighters, 2 Keepers. The Keepers didn't come out, but you know, with the Flesh Eating out, did a ton of work. Okay, let's queue up for game 3, and I definitely think that that was a misplay with the Jeeves. But then again, yeah, if he had answers, that was a misplay with the Jeeves. So I need to remind self that you can also get value from Jeeves by leaving it up. I mean, there are pros and cons to that play there. I'm feeling right now that it was a misplay, but it's hard to say. Okay, let's see you in the mulligan. Okay, versus Mage. I will keep the Lance. I don't think I'll keep the Aldor. The Aldor is actually much better late game. You know, you drop an Aldor on something like a Force Tank or something like... And this is a great early game. I can coin Minibot and protect the Minibot with my Argent Lance. So I think that's probably what I will do. Although I may choose to Argent Lance first, actually. Coin Argent Lance may make more sense here. No, let's coin Minibot. It's slower. I mean, this Argent Squire is... I'm not afraid of the Argent Squire. There's no reason for me to clear it straight away. It probably will run into my Minibot's Divine Shield. So, okay, Berserker, that works. Are you going to go face or are you going to go... Okay, that works. I will still go for the Joust. Okay, that didn't work out in my favor, but that's fine. Now the question is, I think I use my weapon to clear the lady, and I go face. I'm wondering. Yeah, I think that makes sense because I do have a target to hit Okay, that's fine as also. Now I can develop my flesh eating, and I think that's what I will do. I'll develop my flesh eating, it'll gain 3 attack, and it directly contests the injured blade master. And I take 5 to face, but that's okay. It's not too bad. We're not super. We're not directly in a health race at the moment. I don't mind taking 5 to face.
We have many.
Okay, Kieran Tor. If you get a free secret out of that, then we're in trouble. Okay. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Trog is perfect here. There was also consideration to playing the Keeper, but it doesn't really like it. The stat swing doesn't make much of a difference, and plus, Kieran Tor can trade into my Keeper plus a ping. Like there would have been the same line of play. Do I hammer here? Do I hammer here or do I leave it up? I think I must have dude. I'm gonna ask you whether you have Blizzard and whether you're gonna spend a cheap Blizzard on a board full of dudes. Because next turn I have an easier hammer dude turn. I'm gonna ask that question of you. Do you have a Blizzard or do you have? Okay, that's fine actually. So that shows me that you don't really. I mean, you might still have it in hand, but you weren't really willing to play it. Okay, and I think what I will do is keep her. Yeah, I will keep her on the Sky Golem. And I will spend some health to protect the dude. Always good, I think, for baiting out. Like, if you can build a board full of dudes, the mage may feel obliged to use AoE. And using AoE on this board feels really bad, and it is pretty bad. Having said that, though, my health is a little bit worrisome. We can get bursted down if the mage has, the right tools. Okay, so you're going to crack open the Sky Golem. Yeah, so Keeper is really good. I'm really starting to appreciate Keeper as the powerful card. It just does so much work. Okay, so that Blizzard came out. Like I was saying before, we drew the Blizzard, and that's great. And we can pit fight dude. I'm not going to swing because I don't have another weapon in hand. That's sort of my general policy, just from playing Rogue days. And Rogue's a bit different because you can weapon up. But playing a weapon class, if you can save the final charge. Okay, this may be problematic. Becomes a 6. Okay. I have to deal with this. Now, do I hammer or do I swing? I think I have to hammer this one because otherwise my health goes. Now, if we find something, no, we don't find anything. Yeah, we swing. I can't let that. I can't let that live. Brew Dude. I think Brew Dude is fine. Brew Dude is fine. Yeah, I had to make that play. It was either spend the hammer on the Voldir or take 6 damage to face, and that would have put me at 9, and that's quite dangerous because 9 health is Fireball Frostbolt, and Fireball Frostbolt ping costs gives you. If the mage has Fireball Frostbolt, and that's 9 damage, and that's 6 mana plus 2 mana, that's 8 mana, and then Fireball Frostbolt ping is 10 mana for 10 damage. So it's pretty dangerous. And this is great, actually. We get to develop our taunt wall. And I will develop the Worgen and clear the big guy. Now I am in range of Fireball Frostbolt, and that's just the way it is. It would be really good if I could find some healing. And now that are we getting Flamestruck? Yeah, we're getting Flamestruck. Okay. Now that I'm at such low health levels, this is the problem here. Like taking that 5 damage from the Berserker at the very start of the game is actually coming home to roost now.
The light compels you.
Okay. And I will I'll put the card draw on your minion's head, just to make it a little bit more costly for my mage opponent to trade into my little exorcist. And we may just be dead. Yeah, Fireball ping. That's just what happens. I don't think I could have done any different there. I think that my line of play was to to allow the Berserker to, like, you know, I had to swing at the Berserker and take 5 damage to phase, or was it 6? I don't remember. Something like that. I think it was reasonable. I think that, you know, if my opponent didn't have burn, we might have been okay, because there was a fair amount of chance that we could have drawn into Earthen Ring or Priestess, and that really would have come into handy. But, you know, things don't always go your way, so let's see how much... I think I'll finish up the recording there, actually. Yeah, these have been reasonably long games, but I will be back in a couple of days with some more pally climbing. I think this list can probably go 5-6 wins. You know, just tentatively. I don't like to make predictions at the start of videos and say, you know, oh, it will go 9 or 10, and then it comes out and it's like, actually, the way you drafted the list, it sucks, and it probably goes 3. You know, that's not how I do things. I like to see how things go one game at a time, and I think that was a reasonable game there. That our Mage opponent had a pretty good quality deck, and we were keeping up, but just in terms of health. You know, Mages always have that threat, the threat of the burn, from the fireball burning you from hand. And, you know, there's less of a chance now that there's more cards in the pool, but, you know, it'll still happen. And as you get to high consecutive wins, we're at 4-0. A 4-0 Mage probably has, well, you know, we saw there was a Blizzard, there was a Flamestrike, there was a Fireball, you know, pretty fast deck. Much faster compared to that Paladin we faced previously. So... probably the note that I would make there is high win streak Mages probably more likely to have key cards such as Fireball, Frostbolt, Blizz, Flamestrike, maybe Poly, one-off Poly. I would consider a high win streak Mage to have at least a one-off Poly. 2 is a little slow, but one-off is very good. Okay, so let's wrap things up there. Let me get my overlay. So thanks in advance, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks in advance for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I do this for the love, and it all means a lot at the end of the day. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a lovely day and a lovely start to 2016. I will be back in a couple days with some more Paladin Arena, and hopefully we can close out this run, you know, within a couple of runs. I don't like to. I'm not the type of person who plays Arena all the way through and does like 3 or 4 arenas a day. I don't have that sort of concentration and focus. I like to just dabble in and out and come in and out, and it takes me 3 or 4 days to finish a run. And you know, if you want to watch someone to finish a run in one go, you can. There's plenty of Hearthstone streamers on Twitch TV. You know, go look there. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. This is NoDust signing off.